Soichiro Kajihara had a bit of a scare after he lost his final round of the day to reigning world champion Shunsuke Hiyama. It was anybody's guess whether or not he would finally make it into the top 8 on 9 points, but he did make it. And he did make it past the quarterfinal round of this day. And now he's facing the same matchup that almost knocked him out yesterday. He'll be taking on Shunsuke Hiyama once again here in the semifinals. Once again, the matchup is Blue Eyes versus Majespecteres.
Yep, so we're going to see Shunsuke again piloting his Blue Eyes deck for the third time.
Third time this weekend.
Yeah, and Kajihara with the Majespecteres.
Both played pretty well, but in the end, Kajihara was done in by only drawing one monster and having that be Kirin, when he did get the opportunity to go first and otherwise drew a great hand. So let's take a look at how the bracket shaped out here. We had Eric Christensen and Makoto Yada, and Eric Christensen wound up winning that match. He is the only American remaining in the tournament, as Travis Smith lost to Matthew Kajihara, which you saw in our last round. Soichiro obviously defeated Admasu Williams, and Shunsuke took out his fellow countryman Daiki Momichi. So there is our semifinals. Second Japan versus Japan matchup. That's what we're going to show you right now. And then another identical matchup, Eric Christensen and Matthew Kajihara. Eric's playing essentially the exact same deck that Travis was. Possibly the exact same deck that Travis was.
I think he is. So, with the Galaxy Soldier technology as well.
So we'll have to see if Kajihara can do the exact same thing he did last time around to give himself a chance to become the first world champion from Oceania.
Yeah, he came over and spoke to us afterwards. He seems really confident. He said he was kind of not looking forward to the first round of today, so he was feeling a little nervous, but the moment that he got that match over and done with, he said he was confident and ready to go.
All right, well, we'll see if that confidence can carry him through. And right now, we're going to see if Kajihara can find a little bit of redemption against the reigning world champ.
Yep, so the players are just still shuffling up there.
Oh, and I did check out our prize case.
Oh, yeah, I had a quick
in between
look
rounds.
as well.
So Juno, the Celestial Goddess, is the prize for the winner of the Dragon Duel World Championship and the World Championship.
Yeah. So here's the player profile for Kajihara here. He played DDD.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit more of them in 2017. But it's basically a multidisciplined deck. It's mainly pendulum monsters, but it can also use all the other extra deck types as well.
Yeah.
If you imagine kind of an evil take on the Performer Pals and Magicians from Master of Pendulum, then you get what the DD cards are like. And there's Shunsuke. This is his third year in a row that he's been at the World Championship. He came in second place back in Rimini and wound up being invited back after the first place winner was unable to attend.
Yep.
And then won in Kyoto. So he's back once again here in 2016.
Yeah.
So let's go see our players.
Yeah.
Head down to the table. Here we are. This is the semifinals of the 2016 Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game World Championship. We've got a matchup between the current reigning world champion and an opponent that he dispatched, but only barely, at the end of day one yesterday.
Yep. So let's see. It's the perfect revenge story.
Yep. If Kajihara can pull this off, I think he's got a lot of extra motivation to pull this off.
Yeah.
And he's also got the first turn, which he's starting out strong with Majespecter Raccoon Bunbuku, searching out Majespecter Crow Yada.
Yeah, straight out the gates. No messing around.
He's also got a Toad.
Terraforming as well.
Terraforming was pretty good.
Getting that Majesty's Pegasus.
That lets him swap out his spellcasters.
So this is what we didn't see yesterday. We didn't see this Majesty's Pegasus a whole lot, which was kind of stopping him getting a lot of his trap cards.
The only time we saw it was in Duel 3 of that match, when Shunsuke had all 3 copies of Mask of Restrict to stop this exact thing from happening.
Yeah. So he plays the Maxi. I think it's probably still going to be worth him Pendulum Summoning, just for all those searches that he's going to get.
Yeah, he's got a Kirin in hand as well, and that'll make sure that he can threaten Shinsuke's Blue Eyes cards.
Yeah. Does he have enough scales there to be able to summon the Kirin, though?
Oh, let's see. Oh, no, he does not. He does not have any of his 7 or higher scales. I just thought for a second that he had the Sky Iris, not Pegasus, is just going to go get Unicorn, but that is not the case. He'll have to settle with a lot of disruption.
Maybe he's just going to stick with the trap cards.
Got
But
one Tempest.
Still, he could make a pendulum summon and get Ogama. I think he does at least have one big scale, doesn't he?
Nikomata's 2, Kirin is 2, Yata's 5.
Yeah. So Yato will be the one.
So Kirin and Yata, Pendulum Summon. That counts as just one summon, even though it's 3 monsters. So Shunsuke only gets 1 card out of this with Max C.
Yeah. But Kajihara here is going to get 2. Because he's going to get Nekotama in the end phase.
It'll be interesting to see what he gets with that. I don't know if he's going to go for one of his spell cards or get another copy of Kirin.
Yeah, interesting.
And he also has a chance, if he wants to go for an Xyz summon, but that would give Hiyama another card. It's kind of weird. If you made a Totem Bird here, you could take away one of his cards, but you're also giving him an extra one.
Yeah, I think it's just generally in that scenario, it is better to give them one more card, but then give you the chance.
Give you the choice of which card you actually want to negate.
Yeah. Just because, you know, the chance of them having of like all of their cards being useful is not necessarily the case.
And that is definitely the case for now, at least.
Yeah, he's got quite a few good cards in his hand here.
The Cards of Consonance is currently, I can't think of any way he can make that useful at the moment, but he can get some use out of all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see how many make it through, though, given both Tempest and Tornado.
There's that fabled Soul Charge that we were talking so much about in the last game.
Picks it up.
If
7
he was
cards
going
to start.
Oh yeah, obviously, if he was going first with 7 cards, we'd be worried. But with these 7 cards here, it would produce a really good first turn board. Let's see if he can play through these 2 really powerful Majespecter trap cards. I mean, you know, Tempest and Tornado are really good.
He's got a Dragon Shrine. He runs 3.
I feel like he's probably going to start with the trade-in.
I don't know. I feel like I might Dragon Shrine first so that I don't draw the cards that I'm going to trade in for.
Yeah.
And he's actually pondering that exact thing. Which order do I play these cards in?
Yeah.
He goes Shrine first.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking maybe, because if you're going to Shrine, you're going to take one of your tuners out of the deck, which is going to give you less chance to draw it with Cards of Consonance. But yeah, I can, you know.
I think what he wants to do is start with, you might want to start by trying to take out one of those pendulum scales.
Yeah, using the Return of the Dragon Lords. You mean with the Dragon Spirit of White?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be a great choice.
So he only plays 1 copy of Dragon Spirit of White, so there's no threat of a second one in the end phase.
That's good. Good for Kajihara, at least.
And did you catch what he took with? It's a Bunbuku. That's
Yeah,
what he took with
Bunbuku.
Nekomata in the end phase.
Yeah, I think it was. It's kind of. It was what you would do. What you would do in the Necros deck when I can't decide what I want quite yet. I'm going to go at Brian.
I'm just going to get another search. I'm going to search for my search cards.
Yeah. So that you can make that choice later on.
Yeah, it sure did help that I was also a warrior.
Yeah.
You get it with Clausulus.
Yeah.
All right, Shunsuke discards Blue Eyes White Dragon to Melody for more searching. He's getting all the searching out of his way now, so he has a better chance of drawing into tuners.
Yeah, I think that is the right choice to make. And he's put the White Stone Invasions in the graveyard, so if he doesn't necessarily draw anything to be able to summon that blue as alternative dragon with, then he can just use the White Stone Invasions to get that.
Does he have another Blue Eyes in hand, or has he discarded it?
Well, I just trade in. Trade in seems like a possibility if he's going to keep on searching for possibly Twin Twisters.
Yeah, he does have a Blue Eyes available right now. So he summons it by revealing the Blue Eyes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got another trade-in. It's kind of hard to tell whether or not it's updated or he's just drawing more copies of the
Yeah.
cards, but it turns out it's the latter. discards that Blue Eyes to trade in.
Wow.
And he finally gets one tuner, but it's not a dragon type. Can't be used for cards of consonance.
Yeah. It's a spellcaster, if I remember correctly.
It is. All of the Eyes of Blue tuners are spellcasters.
Yeah, we saw a lot of play with Secret Village of the spellcasters, didn't we? With this deck in the past.
Or with Maiden.
Yeah, Maiden and Sage.
Turn of the Dragon Lords.
Yeah.
Goes in and brings out.
So Alternative Dragon doesn't actually get to use its effect at all here because all of his monsters are Majespecter monsters and they can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects.
Correct.
So he's going to target that one with Dragon Spirit of White. Kajihara needs to decide here, is that the one that I wanted him to hit? He's going to chain that Tempest.
He is deciding whether or not, or what to tribute for it, rather. It looks like he's already decided to play it.
Yeah. I think Shunsuke here
Buku.
could use the Return of the Dragon Lords to protect it.
He can protect it, but he can't stop the negation.
Yeah. That in this case it doesn't matter because he targeted the Tempest with the Dragon Spirit of White. So it's just a matter of does he want to keep that monster?
He does.
The answer is yes.
Okay. He goes for a tuner next to add the stone back to his hand. That'll get him.
Cards of Consonance.
Now he can play cards of consonance.
Yeah, just keeps on digging through that deck.
So far, he's managed to continue to draw into cards that draw cards, and the cards that can be used to discard for them. And he picks up an effect Veiler,
Yeah, so he's just
which not super useful.
he's just kind of putting himself in this particular game state where he can continue the next few turns without having to naturally draw some stuff. At this point, he could still even decide to just, not bother trying to take out his opponent's monsters and just make a bunch of Exceed plays and play Soul Charge and make more Exceed plays, synchroing into the Spirit Dragon as well.
Soul Charge is so powerful in this deck.
Yeah, really powerful. Because on top of the level 8 monsters, they're level 8 for a reason. They're very strong, and on top of the fact that they can make all these powerful rank 8s, Soul Charge doesn't really mind what level your monsters are. So you just go ahead and summon them all back.
So he took a quick look at the Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis there. Don't know that he quite has.
Is that going to be able to take out the Majespecter cards? I don't think it can.
It can't, but I think he's more concerned with the scales. As right now, Kajihara can't rebuild that pendulum scale.
Yeah. Yeah, he's only got one Bunbuku. Yeah, can he?
The interesting thing
Is there a way for him to use Majesty's Pegasus to rebuild the pendulum scales?
He'd need to have a monster.
Yeah, so
he could Bunbuku, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Can he normal summon Bunbuku, search for another monster, tribute Bunbuku to then be able to...
I think he still needs another monster.
Needs another monster from his natural draw here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is nasty because Shunsuke can basically just tribute off all of his monsters to wipe Kajihara's field and then soul charge everything back.
Yeah.
And Kajihara knows this and decides to activate his Majespecter Tornado.
Yeah. This is a good thing for Kajihara, at least. He's filling up the extra deck. As soon as they're in there, they're not really going anywhere. So if he does manage to complete that scale, then he can pendulum summon them all back.
That's the important thing. He needs to be able to complete the scale and not have Spirit Dragon on the other side of the field.
So that's where that Totem Bird would have come into play. Probably much sooner, to be honest. He wouldn't have saved it for that.
Soul Charge for 4.
Yeah, that's a big Soul Charge.
And it does get him another use out of the Dragon Spirit.
Yeah. So I think at this point, he definitely has to deal with those scales. Even more so than previously, because Oh, of course he's going to be able to just use Dragon Spirit of White.
Yep, he takes
they got banished
out
somehow. Oh, there you go.
Kirin, that's the low scale, because he knows that Bunbuku, which is a high scale, is the remaining card.
Yeah, but
Not
still,
that it super matters since it searches, so he does need.
he needs to take out one more somehow.
He goes double Spirit Dragon just in case.
Well, Double Spirit Dragon is really scary because you can use the Azure Eyes from the second one to protect the first one.
And then
how did he get that back? Was it with using
tributes
Master?
Dragon Spirit. Oh no, yeah, it's the Master.
He used the Master effect in the graveyard.
Yes.
That's clever.
Yes.
That's real clever. So I think Kajihara here, just checking to see if it's not got a once per turn restriction on it, which it does not.
Here's Master. Summons a Blue Eyes monster, and while Dragon Spirit of White does not have Blue Eyes in its name, it is always treated as a Blue Eyes monster by effect.
Yeah. And then rounding off the turn here, Shunsuke summons the Blue Eyes from the White Stone of Ancients. Wow. Whoa, what a turn. He spent a long time playing that turn out there, but he had so much to do. And he has ended with a regular Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dragon Spirit of White, and 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons.
Having those monsters on the field could be a big help.
Yeah, so he immediately is going to use one of the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons.
Yeah, that pulls out Azure Eyes, and that's going to shield all of his current Dragon-type monsters from being targeted or destroyed.
Yeah, so
by card effects.
I think the targeting one is the big one.
So we'll see what Kajihara can come up with.
Yeah, what did he draw here?
Against the Soul Charge play.
Okay, well...
High scale, that can also summon Pegasus is pretty good.
Yeah, well, he can... Yeah, so he can summon Bunbuku. He can summon the Bunbuku, search the small scale, then play the Archer and Eccentric as the other scale, and then just pendulum summon all his monsters here. The real question is, does he have enough different monsters in his extra deck to be able to then, start making some Exceed plays to be able to take out the rest of Shunsuke's monsters?
He's got to choose one, though. Don't forget about the other effect of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. You can't summon more than one monster simultaneously.
Oh, yes, of course.
And that's why he did the double Spirit Dragon play, so that he could both swap for Azure Eyes and then protect the other one.
Yeah.
He goes with Bunbuku as his normal summon.
We were even talking about that yesterday, how everyone forgets that part of its effect.
Yep. It's very relevant to Kajihara right now.
Yeah, very relevant. So I guess he would have to... Yeah, I don't think there's... Is there any Exceed monster that he can make that can get rid of Shunsuke's monsters?
Yeah. But I think it targets. Let's bring it out.
Corbage.
Digital Bug Corbage. It does, in fact, target a defense position monster your opponent controls. So, while it does exist, it is not particularly useful in this case.
Yeah.
He would basically summon Giga Brilliant and then upgrade it.
Yeah, into Corbage. I guess his line of plays here is just try and get as many spells and traps. Oh, wait, can't he... Does he... it's not Sonic, it's not Storm, it's the other one. Majespecteres Cyclone?
Mm-hmm.
Is he playing the... I don't think he is. It was the other...
He is playing Cyclone.
Oh, he is the one playing those, yeah. We've seen several different Majespecter decks.
Majespecteres Cyclone, there it is. It does target as well. Storm.
So he's out of luck.
Targets. I'm pretty sure everything targets except Tempest, and it's a bit too late for that.
Yeah.
Kirin also targets.
Yeah. Protecting against targeting is pretty strong.
There's a whole lot of protecting against targeting on the field right now.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, none of the monsters on the field can be targeted right now.
Swaps a cat for a crow and gets Majespecter Sonics.
Yeah, but even it can't... It's not by battle, so he can possibly attack over that Spirit Dragon.
He would have to be able to get to more than 3,000. There it is.
Is there any chance of him doing that with the cards he has right now?
What does he have in hand?
He's got scales. I think it comes down to what he's got in his extra deck. Does he have any of the Majespecter monsters that can...
I think he's got a Kirin.
Kieran definitely can get over it.
Kieran would double to 4,000.
Yeah.
Do that with Sonics, or is it target at level 4? Yeah, it's just one Majespecter.
Yeah. So this is the. This is the Toad. The Toad has over 1,500. Must do.
I always forget the Toad's attack points are. It would make sense since he is the one who searches it, but he doesn't. He's got 13. In particular, like when we were making these cards, we made a point to make the attack points low because they felt a little too similar to the Clifforts when they were first devised, because they're both pendulum themes with very strong built-in protection abilities. And then these guys also have search effects on top of that. So we made sure to kind of limit how big they could possibly be, so they wouldn't just be better than Clifforts.
Yeah. Yeah, especially considering like almost all of them search something.
Yeah, if you had all the search power, all the protection power, and you were as big as or bigger than Clifforts, there's no choice to make between the two. And that's an important part of card games, is making sure that there are a lot of different viable choices that the players can make for high-level competition.
Okay, so Spirit Dragon gets taken out by the Toad there. Did we just make a mistake on the defense points of that? Is it 2,500?
I wouldn't think so. I thought it was 2,500 attack.
Yeah, I thought it was 25 by 3.
It is 25 by 3. Is the Crow? Like, what's big enough to take that out? Oh, no, it's got a Pegasus. Never mind, the Pegasus is there.
Of course. Yeah,
We forgot about the plus 300. So the Toad goes up to 16 and then has its
gets
attack doubled.
There we go. So actually, a lot of them could have taken it out.
And he takes Lightning
Chidori.
Chidori. That's
I actually
a card from Cosmo Blazer. I love this card.
Yeah, I really like Lightning Chidori. I think it's got a really... It was... like, if it had any more attack points than 1,900, it would have been a crazy card.
Super good. Gets hit by Effect Veiler, though, so Shunsuke gets to keep his face down.
Yeah. With Kajihara now, he's still got a completed Pendulum Scale in hand. Or does he? Yeah, he's got...
He does, 2 and 7.
Yeah, so he could just make a big Pendulum Summon at the end here and go search a bunch of disruptive cards.
He puts the scales, and Shunsuke, that's why he did it, to keep the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast.
Yep, so that big scale goes right out the window.
However, Kajihara is in a much better position than he was last time.
Yeah.
And since the Dragon Spirit of White is still on the field, it can't be used against him here.
Yeah, but very possible that Shunsuke here can end with the number 38.
It is. Oh, and he just drew Vanity's Emptiness, 'cause of course he did. Why even make decisions when you can draw Vanity's Emptiness and make sure no decisions happen?
No, that's just everything anyway.
Yep. And he's got enough damage to win there.
Was that all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons? I think it was.
All at once.
Well,
I'm sorry he didn't play Polymerization for you.
Yeah, I mean...
I have no control over this.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
And we see that Shunsuke has opened with one of his Mask of Strix.
Yeah. So who do you think is going to be going first here?
It has to be Kajihara. It's Kajihara. That's what his deck does.
Mm-hmm. He's opened double trap. He's got 2 trap cards. I saw a Terraforming for the Majesty's Pegasus, most likely.
Is he running the Sky Iris as well? Yeah, he is running the 1 Sky Iris if he wants that. But it's good to get all his tributing in right now.
His Neko?
Starts with Nekomata and Terraforming.
Yeah.
He's probably going to swap her out.
Yeah, he's got double Nekomata in hand. Unless that's the one he just played.
So the great thing with Nekomata is that its effect activates and resolves when you summon it.
Mm-hmm.
To just set up an action that you're allowed to take later. So he can tribute that Nekomata off for something else, and he'll still be able to use its effect in the end phase, because it's already resolved.
Yeah, so yeah, I figured he would get Bunbuku. Bunbuku's probably going to go get a big scale. Going to get Yatta. And then he could summon back the Nekotama.
Summon her
Nekomata
back.
even.
Yep.
And then make the... You could make the choice of making Totem Bird or just the 2... Keep the 2 Majespecteres for his trap cards.
Looks like he's going for the bird.
Totem Bird. Yeah.
He does have the 1 Tempest, but he has a Solemn Warning. Doesn't have to tribute anything for that.
Yeah. And Tempest is just a wind monster, right?
Is it a wind monster? I thought it was a level 4. Oh no, it's Tribute 1 Wind Spellcaster.
Yeah, is Totem Bird spellcaster?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I thought it was a wing beast.
It's a bird. Totem Bird is a winged beast, yes.
Yeah. So he's not going to be able to use that with Tempest. I don't think he even said Tempest. He's just set 1.
That one and got Bunbuku.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, does he have Twin Twisters anywhere? Oh, he has Mystical Space Typhoon. Okay, so he does have a way to remove a spell or trap card. Set 1, Totem Bird, and go. And Shunsuke is
not
up.
Not a bad hand.
Double alternative, White Stone of Ancients, Melody of Awakening Dragon.
So this is quite... I know it's...
Yeah, it's actually the White Stone of Legend.
Okay, well, that makes it a very different play. Because if you would have stopped that with Totem Bird,
yeah,
then it would have been the Ancients.
Very useful.
And he was definitely going nowhere.
However, with all 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, Shinsuke's hand doesn't actually do a whole lot if the first one gets stopped.
Yeah.
He's got resiliency, but not a whole lot of other stuff. So he's got a full house, alternatives over OG Blue Eyes, and a master and a mask to go with them.
Mm-hmm.
Summons the first one. It eats a warning. Now that one cannot be summoned again.
Yeah. What's the wording on alternative dragon? Is it
must first be special summoned from your hand?
I'm just wondering, can he play another one?
He cannot. So you can only special summon it this way once per turn, and because it's one of those built-in summonings, you don't get to do it again.
Yeah.
All right. So Totem Bird made it through the turn with its materials intact. That means that Kajihara can actually negate the Mask of Restrict if he needs to.
Yeah, which is actually quite big here because he needs to be able to tribute to get more of those going. But did he just top that Murumbuku? No, he already had one.
Yeah, he had searched it with the Nekomata last time around.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now, is that the Pendulum Summon or the normal summon?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Don't think it matters too much for us. Either way, he's going to be able to perform the summon from hand.
It'll matter in a case where he wants to get Kieran on the board, but other than that, probably not. Takes the Fox, QB.
Yeah. I think this is super big here, how he's still got this Totem Bird for that Master Restrict, because he's going to be able to tribute off the Bunbuku right now to put it in the extra deck for the Majesty's Pegasus, and then he's just going to be able to carry on going.
Yeah, I'm liking where Kajihara is right now. He's in a good position.
Yeah.
And Shunsuke's just got blue eyes everywhere. It's the once per turn on that is really hurting him.
Mm-hmm. So once per turn, he can summon the alternative dragon. He does have the Master, though. Master's a tuner. So, he could make a nice synchro play.
He's got to get one to stick, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Now the trap cards are going to be live, since Restrict will get negated.
Tempest's definitely going to be live at this point. And he's going to have Tornado. I think that Totem Bird's just going to sit there and cause many problems for Shunsuke here.
Totem Bird is a really good card. It just took it a long time to find a home because there weren't a lot of wind monsters, especially level 3 wind monsters.
Yeah.
When it came out, it was actually a world premiere card for Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Yeah. The only thing you could really use it with were other world premiere cards like Elphobia or Elfuria from the previous set and Mecha Phantom Beasts, who were generally a lot higher level due to their own effects.
Yeah. But it's finally found a nice home here.
So we got double Bunbuku and a QB, along with that Totem Bird in defense mode. See what else gets summoned here. Kajihara likely trying to think of a way he can make 8,000. Because he does
Yeah.
get the 300 boost for each, so those Banbukus are 15 each, and I think
Yeah,
QB's
15.
18.
Yeah.
19, 18.
Totem Bird gets a boost for it still having Exceed material as well, if I remember correctly.
Now, it doesn't get it demerit. So it's 1900, but it loses 3.
It loses. Okay.
It does the materials.
That's still, it's on the 1900. That's not nothing to shake a stick at.
It's about 6,700 damage, if I'm counting correctly. And I remember what the points of QB are.
57. Like 57. Is that what you said?
67.
67.
So it's,
I think maybe I miscounted one.
3,000 plus 37.
Yep, that's right. I skipped 1,000 out. Yep, 67. That's not bad at all, especially when you're going to set some trap cards.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it leaves him on 1,300, so there's no big soul charge play to be had here.
Nope. And then main phase 2.
Majesty's Pegasus.
You get him yet another search.
Oh.
Goes for a cat. Cat activates and resolves. Makes a second Totem Bird, I'm guessing.
Does he play too?
He does. Totem Bird is actually a really big part of his strategy. A lot of what he was doing yesterday was getting all his traps set, having a couple Majespecteres, and double Totem Bird on his first or second turn.
As we know, all he really needs to do is stop one of those Blue Eyes alternative dragons being summoned, and that would be all she wrote.
Yeah, that's just a case of... Shunsuke's had such good luck so far, getting his hands to flow together.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you're due for one of these.
Yeah.
It's just better that it's not in Game 3.
Yeah. I wonder how the other match in the top 4 is going on. I still see the guys sat down at the table.
It's our rematch of last round, where different pilot, same deck, is taking on Matthew. And it looks like he's only set one of his traps.
Yep.
Perhaps fearing I don't know. I feel like I'd want to have both the Tornado and the Tempest set.
I guess
then again, he can't play both.
Yeah, he can't play both. Yeah, I don't know why you would not set both. Just in the... Well, maybe twin...
I mean, he can't get twin twistered. That's not happening.
Well, yeah, with the double totem bird, yeah. Yeah, that seems strange. Why would he not do that?
Interesting. Cards of Consonance,
Well,
not useful here yet. He'd have to summon the Master first. Alright, so he goes for the other Blue Eyes.
That's immediately negated. Getting negated. Kajihara here, no questions about it. He was playing that Tempest.
Yeah, Hiyama knows that he can't actually go on here, because even if he makes the Cards of Consonance live using his Master, it's just getting negated.
Yeah, I mean, the double Totem Bird, that caused some problems. Really caused a lot of problems.
And I saw that he was just looking to see what he might have drawn there. I actually don't like doing that with the initial randomization. I don't know. I feel like it should be just totally double blind, and I'm not...
Yeah, he was just trying to... He was trying to, just decide if his side deck choices were right.
Yeah, I know he's just trying to psych himself up and that sort of thing, make sure that he made the right call there. Just wondering if there's a way to do it that doesn't look like you might possibly be doing something that you shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, both plays here. We've seen so much good Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the course of this weekend.
Yeah, well, we've still got a few matches to go.
Yeah, I can't reiterate how much amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! We have seen over the course of these past few days.
All right, and it looks like they're ready to go, and Shunsuke's going to be up first. And he's got a fistful of... Well, he's got Sage. If that gets past Effect Veiler, his hand's incredible.
Yep.
And Kajihara did not draw Effect Veiler.
Nope.
So Shunsuke has an entire suite of all of his draw cards. Yeah. They're all going to be enabled now. Or maybe not quite. He's got Trade-In, but no level 8 yet.
But
he's got Melody as well.
Yeah. He got cards, consonants, and melody. He's probably going to consonants now.
That's his only remaining play with cards as is, unless he wants to
play melody.
Melody first. But if you melody first, then you lose.
He's got Dragon Shrine now, so his Dragon Shrine can make his trade in live.
And he's Dragon Shrined into Twin Twister, so Kajihara is not going to be able to land anything unless he gets some sort of removal card.
Yeah. Yeah. The Majespecter, like the opening hands of Majespecter, always looks kind of unassuming, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But there's so much more to be done. He's got Majespecter Storm, so that's a possible way of getting rid of that Twin Twisters.
Storm may only get a monster.
Oh, is it? I thought Storm was just one card.
One of them is one card. Majespecter Cyclone is one monster. Oh, Storm might be one card. No, it's one monster.
Oh, okay, so there's no real way for him to... I'm thinking of Pendulum Storm, I think.
All right, so Blue Eyes and Blue Eyes Alternative were the choice for Melody, and then Alternative drops. Spirit Dragon is summoned, and then Blue Eyes is discarded to trade in.
Did you shuffle?
And the question is, did he shuffle following the Melody? Did he shuffle following the Melody? I don't think I saw it. Shuffling usually takes quite some time.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Right, during the end phase, the White Stone of Ancients is going to activate. Probably going to go get a regular Blue Eyes. He chooses defense mode.
Yep, that keeps it safe from being absorbed by various abilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
May or may not even exist in this deck.
Yeah, just because all the Majespecters are quite low on attack points, apart from when he uses Sonic. You know, sticking it in defense mode isn't a bad option anyway. 2,500 versus the 3,000 isn't a big deal in this deck.
All right, well, that shuffle went pretty fast. It's possible we just missed it staring at the lists. Kajihara is up. He picked up Sky Iris.
That's pretty good. That's going to stop the Twin Twisters targeting the Pendulum Scales if he decides to
If you can get a Performer
around
Pal
that
in
way.
there.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. It only protects Performer
Performer
Pals,
Pal,
Odd Eyes,
Magicians,
and...
Odd Eyes. And he's got some
Yeah.
Odd Eyes. One of them's also a Performer Pal. It's got Unicorn. It's got Pendulum Dragon.
Yeah, still, he's not going to be able to complete a scale with those. I think in my head I've got it that Skyris just protects my Pendulum Scales because I've never played Majespecters. I only ever played the Performer Pal version of Pendulums.
All right, activate
So
Sky Iris.
he
Activates
could
Kieran.
Twin Twister both of these here.
He could. The question he has to ask himself is, does Kajihara have enough cards to reassemble the Pendulum Scale?
Yeah. Even if he does, though, the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is not easily...
Yeah, so it's not easily defeated.
No. Or at least, not necessarily the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, but the Azure Eyes that comes out from it is not easily defeatable. So here's that big Twin Twisters
Discarding
hitting both of those.
a Stone of Ancients.
Yeah, which is going to get him a Blue Eyes later on. Kajihara not feeling great about this here.
Oh, Magician, Perform, Pal, Perform, Mage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think our judge actually asked the same question. It's not something people remember. Skyris just protects those particular cards.
It's always associated with those cards, so when a situation like this comes up, it's better to check. Make sure.
Yeah, it's better to check than not check.
Yep.
That's the Twin Twisters over. That's the Disruption over, really, for Shunsuke. For this turn, at least. So Kajihara's got free reign using the cards that he has in hand.
Goes with Ogama.
Toad? Well, I guess he's going to be able to play Storm here and destroy the regular Blue Eyes.
Yeah, you can put that back in the deck unless Shunsuke uses his Spirit Dragon now. So that's neat.
Just is Storm the one that puts it back in the deck?
Storm puts it back in the deck.
I thought it was Cyclone that put it back in the deck.
Cyclone destroys a card. Or destroys
right,
a monster, rather.
Yeah.
Takes Tornado. Sets it immediately, because that is what Ogama does. It doesn't search, it sets.
Nope.
Right, Kajihara sets 2 more. And at the end phase, Shunsuke remembers his ancient stone and brings out Dragon Spirit of White, banishing the storm.
The other the other match of the top 4 is still going. The other semi-final. That's not concluded yet. Between Eric and Matthew. And we've got one of the top 4 Dragon duels still going as well, which is the same matchup, the Australian versus USA.
Matthews and Tiemann.
Yep.
Shunsuke checks out his graveyard again during the end phase. Or is it during his own turn? Has he drawn yet? Still looking at his graveyard.
Just by the reaction of the Dragon duelists here, I think the player from the USA has won.
He's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Getting the stuff ready. And if he's handing his deck back to the judge, that would mean he's won.
Yeah.
Shunsuke tributes his spirit for regular Blue Eyes, or his Dragon Spirit of White for regular Blue Eyes, and his Blue Eye Spirit Dragon for Azure Eyes. Just realized I can't use spirit to describe both because they have the word in their name.
Yeah. Dragon Spirit of White's going to come out here.
In the standby phase,
Take
Dragon
down.
Spirit of White's going to take down the other card he doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Is a tornado.
これもトルネードです。
Yeah, but now he does still know that that's a tornado. Wow, that's a lot of Blue Eyes White Dragons.
He's picked up
Is that it?
that as well.
Yeah, and that's it.
And Kajihara actually just can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Shunsuke, the current reigning world champion, is entering the finals of the
second year in a row.
2016 World Championships.
We've never had a back-to-back world champion.